right? So I guess what's unique about our team and what's strong about our team is how we approach every game, how we plan, strategize for each country.
It's the pace that we play. I think we're very small and very quick. So those are two big factors where we excel the most.
For size-wise, we are not. I would say under comparison, our size is slightly smaller, so it makes us more agile on court.
I think it's because of our lack of strength. We are forced to play a more tactical style and we can focus on surviving more than other teams. And it's also because our Asian size is much smaller compared to everyone else's.
Yeah, for myself, most of us are working full-time adults, 9 to 5. So for me, I usually work during the day, and right after work, I go straight head for training. It's either dodgeball training or in a gym, or sometimes I go to the tracks. So I train dodgeball 3 times a week, gym about 3 to 4 times. So I practically train about 7 times a week. And we still have our ongoing leagues as well. So I guess that also helps us to prep for the tournament. Looking pretty good, consistent, trying to get small things done, refining a lot of technical strategies. Things like being consistent is a major factor, especially we have 4 days of competition. So we have to be very consistent. So far the team is looking pretty good. We have a lot of experienced players coming back this year after 2 years of COVID. We did a 1 full year program of training and conditioning, and I guess everyone is fully prepped, and we are definitely aiming for the goal this year again.
The biggest part is definitely rushing to trainings on weekdays after work, and
Are you gonna cry?
No.
Oh. For what she mentioned is like rushing to training, but also because I can't have dinner with my family on training days, which is quite often. So I think that's my biggest struggle because I can't spend as much time with my family.
Exactly the same thing. Like, it's frustrating for me because I consider myself to be quite a family-oriented person, and now that I'm back in the national team, training almost 7 days a week, I spend very less time with my family, and it's quite sad and it's also quite frustrating in a way. I don't get to see them as often. Maybe I only get to see them for an hour, and that's at night when I come home from training.
So in terms of money-wise, most of us are fresh grads or some even still studying. Money is definitely a big struggle. For me personally, I've spent more than 50 to 70,000 ringgit in my entire career. Every year we fork out at least 10,000 just to fly to the western side. If it's within Asia, it's slightly easier, but I think 4 out of 6 would have been in the western side, Canada, US, Mexico. So those are a really big challenge. We did send proposals or sort of funding requests to the government. We do get some, but it's definitely not enough. We get like 1,000, 2,000 ringgit per person on a good year. So a lot of it is very heavily burdened on us. Some of us have to request money from our parents or friends and stuff like that. So yeah.
Then my question is, why dodgeball? Why do you guys still do it? Both of you guys can answer.
Very good question, dude. Very good question.
It goes? Oh, it goes.
Struggle, to be honest.
Definitely, it's a struggle.
Then my question is, why dodgeball? Why do you guys still do it?
There is no money incentive, yes, for sure, but I think the prestige of going to Worlds is one of the things that are very attractive. So even though we are self-funded, over the 5 years that we have gone to Worlds, we have taken a lot of honor in participating in such a competition. It feels like if there's no dodgeball now, I don't have a direction. So like I feel like dodgeball have helped me, create a path, an objective for me to achieve, even at the highest level. And the adrenaline and the feeling at Worlds is totally different. It's not something that money can buy.
Honestly, it's just become a passion. the money wise, it's really is just a side factor. Like for me, as long as I'm enjoying the sport, that's enough for me.
The love for the sport, the passion.
The
for
passion,
It.
yeah.
We love the sport so much, so that sometimes you have to sacrifice something. And it's only during our prime years that we can do it.
Yeah, that's true. Might be a bit far-fetched, but I hope to see dodgeball in the Olympics one day, man. Definitely, it would be nice if it was in before I retire from the sport. It would be nice, but we'll see. Hopefully one day. That's my hope.
But if we don't go to that level, at least recognize sport. Because
Yeah.
right now, when after training, we go eat, and they're like, people that see us like one big group, they'll ask like, what kind of sport do you play? And we're like, dodgeball. They're like, oh, what's that? Yeah, like nobody knows of this sport. So hopefully it'll be more recognized.
So with the guys, I always tell them that the gold medal should never be the goal, right? My whole purpose going to Worlds is that we want to come out of Worlds being the #1 team. And in order to be the #1 team, we would have to beat every other team that comes along the way.
Expectations are still high for.
Yeah, the expectation is high because our predecessors have made it very difficult for us to aim any lower than that. So reaching the finals would be bare minimum. Getting gold would be the most ideal scenario.